I'm going to tell you a little bit about who I am, where I came from. Robin Packard introduced me to these products 3 years ago. It's my beautiful family. The person up there on the far right, I'm not that person anymore. Thought that's who I was. But because of some amazing products and a person who cared enough to share with me what transformed her life, and I said yes and decided that I wasn't going to stay stuck where I was anymore, I changed my life. Set some goals and changed my life. Went from a size 15, 16 to a 7, 8. Maintained that for 2 years. And then because of some amazing products that I was added to my program, went down to another size 5, 6, which I'd never been in my life before. So, and let me just ask you something. Who was on the 50K getaway this year with me? Can you just shout out my family? Because let me ask you something. In the job that you're in now, or used to be in, maybe you were in before, did you get to take a professional photographer with you to capture some of the momentous family experiences ever, like we get to do with Singular? This is my family, part of my why. So I lost my way, and of course, as with most people's story, people wanted to know what was happening. So before I go on with that, because Kaylin was just up here and rocked the house, did she not? On fire about how we can capture that generation, what we need to do to talk to them about what we're doing as network marketers and the tremendous opportunity. But I thought this was pretty fitting coming back from our cruise. You know, we need to be looking for influential people that need our products, but people who want to do better, love a lifestyle, have dreams, have goals. And so you post your pictures, and the first thing you're looking at is who liked it, so that you can get back in touch with them. So as we talk about building consistently and the benefits of building consistently, the first thing I think you need to do is identify your why. And that needs to be a long-term vision. I know we love to have really great 8-day results, 30-day results, 60-day results, but you need to be talking to people about a 90-day commitment. Okay, most people don't get where they are overnight. That means you didn't get into your jam overnight. It's not going to get out of it overnight. So we need to have that long-term vision and be asking for that commitment. Don't be afraid of that. You're here for a reason, right? The product's changed your life. The opportunity has changed your life. So we need to be sharing that, but you need to have a why that drives your daily activity. Because sometimes you don't want to pick up that phone because you've all heard the value of 3-way calls so far today, right? But you know, sometimes that's hard. You might not want to make that next 3-way call, or you have young children in the house, and you just feel like, wow, I have to do another one. Or maybe when you don't want to drive another 5 hours and leave your kids with a mother-in-law or a babysitter. That vision for your future and how you're going to change people's lives needs to drive that daily, consistent activity. So make it a big one. Believe that it can be yours. You've heard some great success stories already today. That can be for you too. I'm not more special than anybody else in here today. It's a level playing field for anybody that wants to take it. So identify your long-term vision and make it about 5 years from now, 10 years from now, because this company isn't going away. It's here to stay. And it's for every one of you that's here. Plus, you don't even know yet who God has ordained for you to meet that's going to be a part of your journey and a part of your team. So think long-term. Believe it's going to happen for you. And then, don't compare your race to anybody else's. I know that's really hard. I've been there, done that. But it robs you of creativity to be the person that you are that's going to attract people to your team. You can be diverse. You can change it up. You can have a style that works best for you. And in fact, because we're a team, and you don't do this by yourself, you're not an island to yourself, when you work as a team, I can't always, what I say isn't going to reach every single person in the room. And somebody can be standing beside me and say the exact same thing in the exact same sentence, but the way that person says it resonates with somebody differently with your intonation. So work as a team, but don't compare yourself to anybody else. It's a journey, and your journey is going to resonate to just the right person at just the right time. And they're going to be attracted to what you have for them. Seek to be an oak tree, not an elm tree, that bends and sways and breaks easily. An oak is going to be a strong foundation that lasts and creates that longevity for you and your business. And you know what? Your dreams don't have an expiration date unless you put one on there. There's no expiration date. You can do it over as many times as you want. And we heard from some incredible speakers already today that talked about their journey not happening in 4 or 6 months. And we have some people blowing it up in this company, breaking some incredible records. But it doesn't always have to be that way. It's when timing is right for you. So don't get discouraged. And the roller coaster ride. I loved it when I was talking to Cal Estadell and she talked about it being a roller coaster ride. Because that's what it is. And a rodeo analogy that my husband shared with me, because he rode bronze professionally for over 13 years. Don't make the highs too highs and the lows too lows. You need to have an even keel. The highs too highs and the lows too lows. Emotions are the enemy. They're the enemy because if you get all wrapped up in a success or a certain kind of rank or recognition, then you forget to do the very daily things that kept you there. And when the lows are there, learn to manage your mind. We all go through it. We've all been there, done that. There's very little that's going to happen to you that we haven't already experienced. And again, because you're part of a great team that's going to love on you and pour into you and care about you, they're going to help you get over that. And the roller coaster is going to come right back up again for the high. So it's crazy. We love that about that. So the emotions are the enemy of consistency. So be grateful for the good moods and graceful in the low ones. Be transparent. That's going to help your team grow. It's not always roses, but that's okay. Don't linger there. Don't stay there when you're disappointed. Move quickly past it. And that's where your long-term vision I talked a minute ago about is going to help you push through that. Have that perseverance. Staying connected. We were very fortunate to have Jana Dyer come to a city meeting that we had in Lincoln, Nebraska. Go, Jana! She was great. One of the things she shared was how she learned from Freddie Elias to stay plugged in. Because even if you don't think you need the call needs you. One team, one dream. That's what we're all about. Be a lifelong learner. Be a student of the business and this industry, because there's anything out there that's going to get you where you want faster than what we have here. Keep in contact with your key leaders. I love that when Jennifer McKinney talked about that this morning. I think we can all do better at staying in touch with our leaders. Talking about them. The greatest human need is to feel significant. Pour into them, invest your time. Show them that they're valuable and you care about them. And then learn to understand what motivates them. We all have different love languages. We all have different learning styles. So you need to tap into that and be somewhat of a chameleon to help all the different personality types on your team. And I have to constantly work on that with myself in personal growth because I'm a teacher by trade and I tend to want to teach in the way I learn best. But I have to remember that everybody's different. So you have to provide that information in multiple ways. And then, this is really important for the consistency of your business. Be present. Be present at events. Be present at meetings. Be on the phone calls. Go to conferences and conventions like what you're doing today. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but that's what you need to duplicate down to your team. Because in your absence, somebody else is going to be there. They're either going to enroll with somebody else, they're not going to think you're serious about your business, and people really are attracted to the leaders who are successful and are going to be there for them. They're going to be consistent, and they know they can count on them to be there. It's really not about when you're ready, it's about when they're ready to take action. So consistently relentless. Do the right things, do the hard things, even when you don't want to. And I know we have a lot of barrel racers in here. Shout out. Cutting horses, ranch brokers. All right, in the house. So I know you can relate to this analogy. You fix the right turn, what happens to the left? Comes undone, right? You fix the left turn, what happens to the right turn? Comes undone. So it's perpetual motion. You never really arrive. You have to just keep fixing that. And so know that it's a work in process and it's a journey. The consistency is going to build trust with your team, your clients, your customers. And keep it simple. We tend to make it more complicated than it is. You care about people, you get them started on the products, you help them get great results, and you duplicate it over and over and over again. So let me jog your memory. When you were a kid and you were growing up, and you were reading The Tortoise and the Hare, the story of the tortoise and the hare, what was the message? Somebody shout it out. Tortoise and the hare.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Slow and steady wins the race. But I'm going to challenge you to put a little bit of twist on that. And I know that Mark Walker always talks about being persistently consistent. But I want to talk to you for a minute about consistent Carrie and relentless Rachel. Every day they're both going to the gym, right? On the left is consistent Carrie, and she's doing the same 5 miles on that treadmill every day. She's doing the same number of repetitions every day with her dumbbell. She's doing the same amount of push-ups, crunches, sit-ups, whatever her routine is, every single day. And in a year, she looks over and she says to relentless Rachel, I put on 5 pounds, but I've been consistent, done the same things every day. And relentless Rachel says, you know what, I think I can help you with that. Because relentless Rachel is on the treadmill to the right. And every day she's pushing it just a little bit farther. She doesn't go just 5 miles, she's gonna go past that 5 miles. She doesn't just swim 100 laps in the pool, maybe she's gonna swim 101 on one day. Just like if you're shooting basketball hoops, if you just shoot 10 free throws every day, you're probably gonna be able to shoot 10 free throws every day. But what if you increase that by 2, and you were doing 12 free throws, and then 14 free throws, and then 16 free throws? Just like in your business, you know, we've heard reach out to 5 new people every day, 10 new people. What if you increase that every week by 1 person even? If you were relentless, which means to be unyielding in your faith, in your business, in your relationships, you know, the number of people that you talk to every day about what these products can do for them, because that's the way relentless Rachel lives her life. And it's not just in the gym. It transfers to every area of her life. She's relentless when she plays in the pool with her daughter, and her little girl doesn't want to put on the floaties, so relentless Rachel does. She's relentless when she rests, takes a day of rest to rejuvenate, personal development, spend time with her family. So relentless Rachel, that's going to transfer all across areas of her life and make her very successful. So what she's doing, she's not letting circumstances dictate her future. She's creating her future by being consistently relentless in all areas of her life. Because honestly, there's always going to be more to do, right? More people to love, more people to help, more people to serve, more personal self-growth. So if you work harder on yourself than you do anybody else, 30 minutes every single day, it's going to build your grit muscle. So on that roller coaster ride, when you hit the low, it's okay, you're not going to stay there, because you develop some grit and you're going to go right back up again. So what are some ways that you can do that consistently? Be consistently relentless. Keep sponsoring. Grow wide. Grow wide, because you know we all have setbacks, and we talked about that a little bit. And legs fall away. Life happens. Emergencies happen, like Kaylin talked about with her father. But thank goodness for her team, her amazing team, what this business has offered to her. She was able to be there for her father. So keep doing the little things every day. Be relentless in those activities. Make new friends. Even though you can do this business from home, you still need to go out in a larger circle of influence. Go out and meet new people, make new relationships, and be listening. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, remember? So be listening to what people need, because we have something that will help them. And honestly, like I said, you don't even know who God has ordained for you to help yet, and that next person that you sponsor could be the next $1 million earner. And there's nothing like sponsoring a new person to help you get fired up. So be relentless in all that you do. I think I skipped a slide. Let me go back here. It's not going back.
We got that one.
No.
I'm not seeing the video.
You have to call for the video. Mom. You have to call for it? Call for the video.
Hi, this is Walter Brown, and I want to tell you something right now that can change your world. I got one question for you. You got to answer to yourself. Do you know the one thing that you can do in your life to get everything out of life that you want? People ask me all the time, Walter, what is the key to success? And here it is. The power of consistency can work for you to live the life you dreamt about. If you can just become consistent, think about it. You can eat the fat of the land. You can do just about anything you want to do if you become consistent. In fact, your ability to be consistent can make or break your life. think about your business. What would happen if you offered customer service at a high level consistently? It's Valentine's month. Everybody's getting excited about Valentine's Day. We're going to buy flowers and buy chocolates and do special things for our loved one. But what would happen if you did it consistently? Not just for the holiday Valentine's Day. What if you made it a lifestyle? What would happen if you went to the gym consistently, ate the right things consistently? What would happen if you got on your knees in the morning and prayed consistently? Here's what we're talking about. We're not talking about phases or stretches when you have a verse and all of a sudden you fade back into your old way of doing things. What we're talking about is being consistent and creating a brand new lifestyle. See, if you want wealth to be a lifestyle, you have to work hard consistently. If you want to have great relationships consistently, you have to do the right things consistently. If you want to be in great physical shape and look good, you have to make sure that you work out consistently. If you want to be close to God, have strong spiritual lives, everything you must do for God, you have to do it consistently. I gave you the information. Now it's up to you. If you do the right things consistently, you will be unstoppable.
When you leave this conference, because it's going to change your life. Leaders come out of these conventions and these events. But think about yourself as the small business owner that you are. And sometimes we come into this as a lump of coal. And we have pressure that we have to go through. But if you remain consistently relentless and do the things that you learn here, the things that you learn by staying plugged in to trainings and conferences and your leaders, because honestly, I'm not here because of anything I've done. It's a result of all the people who have poured into me. The leaders of this company who have so graciously offered their advice and mentored me. The authors of the books that I read. My Heavenly Father that blesses my life. And you know what? Here's the challenge too, because I remember speaking on the stage a year ago as executive in Nashville at Xyng, Fling there. And I wasn't even home yet. Our plane arrived in Denver and I got in my car. And Callis Stadell had lined up a call. And she had some really great leaders on that call with her. You'll know who you are. And she said on that call, you're going to leave, or you have left this conference on fire to go and change lives and to go help people. But Satan isn't going to let that go unnoticed. He's going to throw obstacles in your path that you're going to have to overcome. So be prepared for that. Realize that's going to happen, and don't let that undermine what your long-term vision is for yourself, for your team, and for the people that you care about. So come out a diamond and always aspire to be better tomorrow than you are today. Team Red X, thanks for the amazing job that you did. Thank you for committing to come to this conference today so you can be the light in somebody's world. You go out and just make it great. Thanks, everybody.